Hey guys, we are going to talk about this fun thing called the brain. Throughout this video, we will discuss the different parts of the brain.
So the first part we're going to talk about is the frontal lobe. So the frontal lobe is the reason why and how you make decisions, come up with explanations, and develop a personality. So basically, when you decide what you're going to wear in the morning, that's your frontal lobe working. Next, we're going to talk about the temporal lobe. So the temporal lobe is why you can process hearing. So basically, when somebody is talking to you, the reason why you can hear them is because of your temporal lobe.
We have the parietal lobe, which processes our sense of touch, temperature, and pain. For example, it will process the touch of you playing with your hair. We have the occipital lobe, which processes your vision. So basically, whatever you see with your eyes.
Next, we're going to talk about the cerebellum. So the cerebellum is a small brain that controls your movement and keeps you balanced. So the reason you don't fall over when you're walking, that's your cerebellum.
We have the brainstem that connects your brain to your spinal cord while consisting of other parts of the brain.
Next, we're going to talk about the Broca's area. So the Broca's area controls the muscles of our mouth. So the reason you talk so much, yeah, that's your Broca's area.
We have the Wernicke's area that allows us to understand what people speak and what people write.
Next, we're going to talk about the thalamus. So the thalamus is a train that receives and transports information among the parts of the brain. So basically, it's like the secretary of your brain. Sends all the information to the right places.
We have the hippocampus, which is how all of our knowledge is stored into our mind for a long time. For example, your birthday is something you can't easily forget because it's stored in your mind for a long time.
So next we have the hypothalamus, which controls our basic functions such as temperature, thirst, and our heart rate. So an example of this is basically when you're on a run and you feel like you're thirsty. Your hypothalamus helps you figure that out.
We have the amygdala, which is the reason behind the processing of our emotions and memories. So for example, having different emotions and emotional connections to our memories is one of the jobs of the amygdala.
Next we have the pons, which controls the process of our breathing and how our organs work. It also controls our eye movement and balance coordination. So an example of this is basically just looking around to see your surrounding.
Finally, we have the medulla, which keeps us alive. It controls our basic functions that we do on a daily basis. For example, breathing.
Next we have the corpus callosum, which just connects the two halves of our brain together, which allow us to exchange and coordinate information. And finally, we have the motor cortex, which is in charge of the movement of our body parts. So that's basically the reason why you are able to move around however you like.
Well, this was the end of our video, guys. Hope you learned something new. Have fun and protect your brain.